Alright, today we're going to be spectating random players in Fortnite once again, but I'm going to try my best to look up their stats in real time so we could see what type of player they are as we're spectating them and what to expect from them. So that should be interesting. I guess I'm going to go Coney. I feel like I always end up going Coney for these, but I want to spectate somebody that's aggro. It's actually a player in this lobby I've fought several times. That's good. If we end up spectating them, that would be nice. But I want to like spectate someone that's somewhat aggro for these. You know, we don't want to land like Chrome Jam or something and then just spectate someone that intends to like play more passive the entire time. And typically, if you go to the hot POIs, the people that are landing at these are going to be the more aggro confident players. Alright, hopefully this Gwen kills us. They always, like, don't kill me. Alright, take my crown. Anonymous. Okay, so I can't look up Anonymous's stats right now. This is one of the unfortunate things with this. I cannot look up their stats right now, but I should have them on screen now because you can go into replay mode, but I'm not going to know what they are. It'll just be through the power of editing. But this player's stats should be on screen now. The only problem is, like, with this type of video is anonymous players. I can't look it up in real time. And then there's also a setting in Fortnite where you can't, like, you can hide your stats from other people. Let me spectate. This player has good loot. Prime shoddy, burst, shockwaves, shield. This green burst is pretty terrible, but once you upgrade it, it's such a good follow-up weapon with the shotgun. They got my crown too. This combo is pretty good too. Spider Gwen with Star Wand. I'm expecting a lot out of this player. It's a pretty sweaty combo, I feel like. Gonna drink that big pot and then be full shield, full health. And then probably look to third party those other people. I don't know what just happened. But there was people fighting on the other side of the POI. That was definitely not intended. What they could do here, though, is launch pad over to the top of those buildings. That's something I would do personally. I don't really like carrying these launch pads too much. I would much rather carry shockwaves. And so, like, you can just kind of use the launch pads for, like, repositioning at any point in the game. Two people are fighting now. He needs to get out and third party this. The person closer to him won the fight. I wouldn't be looting here. If two people are fighting, you want to try your best to third party it. That's, like, going to be the easiest kills for you. The struggle is real. I think he heard him. The player went over there, yeah. He did hear him. 46 damage. But had he been faster on third partying that, I feel like that would have been ideal. He's standing here for too long now. I do not have confidence in this Spider Gwen at all. What is going on? Alright, push him. I want to see what their close range fighting is like. I think they lose this. I think this EV has this. What am I watching? They both died? Oh my gosh. Why does this always happen to me, men? I feel like I always end up spectating, like, not what I intend to spectate. Like, wasn't there a game, I think the last spectating video I made, the person killed themselves. And then it made me spectate somebody across the map. Like I was saying before, I land at those POIs. Alright, I wasn't able to look that guy's stats up in time. We'll have to add it in post. But this player, I'm trying to look up their stats right now. Oh my gosh. This is another anonymous. This is not working out. That person that just got sniped has their stats private. And then this is another anonymous. So hopefully we can have their stats in the post-edited version of this video. Like I can look it up afterwards using replay mode to find out their name. But we just can't have it while I'm spectating them like the initial person. This person has good loot. They only have a white prime, which is unfortunate, but I feel like you can get that cooler and get more splashes. There's a cooler right behind him by the door. But you can get a good shotgun, I feel like, pretty easily now. With the hollow chests in the game, with the vaults in the game, it's not too difficult to get good loot. It looks like he's just going to like try to play off the snipe. But yeah, I don't know why so frequently I make these videos and then just, like, I end up, like, just never goes as planned. Like, I want to spectate someone that lands Coney and his aggro, but, like, they managed to somehow trade with somebody. I feel like they shouldn't have traded, though. That EV low-key kind of choked. That was their fight to win, because that Spider-Gwen was, like, choking as well. This guy's just camping loot. I'm going to move on to somebody else. This person's at the gas station. Surely they'll be fighting soon. I feel like this gas station is the most hot spot on the map. Okay, this player has 801 wins and 12,900 kills. For this season, they have 19 wins. None of them are in solos, though. They have not gotten a solo win this season, so this could end up being their first solo win. But 800 is a good amount of wins, I feel like. Like, that's a lot. I mean, it's hard to say because this game has been out for so many years. Like, Fortnite has been out for 5 years. So, like, it really comes down to how long the person has been playing. They have decent loot, though. They have shotgun SMG AR. They have shockwaves. They're going to take this car from a rotation. I think they could maybe get that drop. Like, personally, I don't run an SMG this season, especially for zero builds. I feel like the, like, power weapons, as I describe them, are just too good this season with, like, the goo gun, the RPG, and the sniper. I feel like you definitely want to take advantage of one of those. So, personally, I would drop the SMG for that. And then just run the hammer AR as, like, kind of an AR and a close range replacement. I don't know where they're going. They're going out of zone. They might run into somebody else. I think I hear another car, maybe. They could carry those more shockwaves that are on that building. They're just going to run away from that person RPGing them, probably. It's hard to hit a car with an RPG. The goo gun is much better at destroying cars than the RPG is, I think. Just because, like, how much faster the goo travels. I feel like this is going to be the type of player that I always end up running into, and I'm just annoyed because they do nothing but, like, drive away from me the entire time. I feel like some people, like, I mean, obviously people play like that. We're watching it. But I feel like this is, like, a somewhat common strategy people have in BRs is just to spend as much time in a car as possible and then make it to endgame. And I don't know. It might work, but I feel like you're unlikely to win like that. Like, at the end of the day, just being comfortable fighting, I think, is the most important thing. And we'll see if this person ever does fight anybody. If they're comfortable fighting, but, like, based on how they're playing, I doubt it. And then also, with how they're playing, it's pretty unlikely the only instance they're going to fight somebody is if somebody, like, RPGs them, goos them, or, like, right here where they run out of gas in the car. But, like, had somebody engaged on them with the goo gun and destroyed their car, they're already at such a deficit going into that fight that it's just, like, so hard to play. I feel like by playing to, like, avoid every fight and run away the entire time, when a fight inevitably does happen, you set yourself at, like, such a disadvantage for it. Like, it's just already chalked from that point. When someone goos your car and you just take 100 damage going into the fight, like, there's not much you can do. This they're not in zone. I don't really know what they're doing. Do I move on? I don't like moving on because I feel like that makes everything I just talked about irrelevant. But at the same time, like, this player is not doing anything. So let's just go. We'll spectate Brimsy bot. This was the player we saw in the Lambo. And I can't look up their stats because I have no idea what that symbol is. There's, like, some weird 5. Alright, this person is actively in a fight. This person has 925 wins, 23,000 kills. They're fighting somebody in zone. They're going to reposition. This is a decent play. They got ahead of zone, and then they're just going to turn and hold this person. This should be an easy kill. I have no idea what happened to start this fight, but that was a very, like, that is, I don't know. That was a good way to play that, I guess. Like, the player who's fighting didn't really have much of a chance. It is first zone, I think, or second zone, so it's not like Storm is really doing that much damage, but you just make it hard for that other person. He has no heals, no mobility. He's just going to try to launch pad away here. But it does have the Ranger shotgun, which a lot of people like, and the RPG and the hammer. Personally, I don't really care for the Ranger shotgun. I like the Prime much better, but I know some people do really think highly of this weapon. I just don't like with the one shot, I feel like you're not doing enough damage in that one shot to guarantee that you win the fight. And then also, you don't have the ability to swap back to your shotgun like you do with the Prime. So that's why I just don't think it's preferred. You got to swap there. So that fight would have been much easier for them had they just like swapped to their AR after the first rocket hit. Like just reloading the RPG like that in the middle of a fight is unnecessary. And then they end up getting the kill, but they take too much damage and then they just get third partied by Killer Panda. And Killer Panda has 357 wins with 14,000 kills. They got the Wolf's Head ability. This should be only in the game for a few more days. I think this item will be removed when Fortnite ends on the 1st, so only a few more days to play with this Wolf Head item. Aside from that, his loadout's pretty good. He's got the hammer, he's got a shotgun, he's got a sniper. I don't really care for the Wolf's Head. Like, it can be decent mobility, but I would just much rather have shockwaves. And then I would rather have faster heals. It's very hard to get big pots off. But if he's going to be playing more off the snipe, then maybe he does get a big pot off. Like, if he's trying to play more for long-range fights. He's using the wall hack, like, ability of the Wolf's Cloak, essentially. Misses that snipe. There's a wolf running up on him, but that might be his wolf from earlier, actually. We have 7 people remaining aside from Killer Panda. I like the way the wolf head looks on this skin, though. It looks pretty good. You have the Dragon Ball Z glider. If you're him here, I feel like you want to get on top of the pink Care Bear head thing, or Cuddle head. Because it seems like they really want to play off their sniper. They could just sit up here with the wolf ability active, look for any, like, glowing targets. I didn't even know you could get up this way, honestly. There is a player chilling here already, though. It could be somewhat... Oh, no. I was going to say it could be somewhat awkward for that player to use the RPG at that range, but he ended up getting close enough to where the RPG could be done, and he missed a lot of opening AR tags there. Like, had his AR aim just been a little bit better at the opening start of this fight, I think that he gets the kill. And this HPX Gunner player has their stats private, so we were unable to look them up, unfortunately. I don't know why so many people have that setting on. I don't know if that's just like the default. Now when you like start the game, your stats are private. Dang, he hit him for 30 there after rocket. He got third partied by somebody else. Elmo's big toe. Was that the same player who's already shooting? I think it was a different one that third partied him. Elmo's big toe has 155 wins. Wait, does this negate fall damage? Oh, no, it doesn't. That was such a good play, though. He's slow at aiming. I guess you could do that to avoid fall damage. That was such a good play. But I feel like any fight this player gets in, he's just going to automatically lose because of how they aimed. Like, it was just, like, not fast enough at acquiring the target there. They were ADSing too early. Like, you kind of want to get, like, close to the person before you start aiming in. Like, let's say your aim, like, your crosshair is on, like, this side. If there's a guy, like, far the way over there, you wouldn't want to ADS and then move to them. You want to, like, move to them while you're hip-fired and then ADS. Like, it just makes it much faster for you to, like, snap onto targets because typically your hip-fire sense is going to be higher than your ADS one. But the play to get down from there with the Wolf's Claws was actually dope. But this player has 155 wins and 5,000 kills. Might be the lowest of all the players we've spectated in this match. I could be wrong. Let me look at their this season stats while they're not doing anything. They have 8 wins this season, 5 of which are in solos. That's crazy. Almost top 5. I'm pretty sure I already know who's gonna win this game though. Because I haven't seen them die yet, and like I said, I run into them a decent amount, and they're like usually a good fight. That's crazy. I was getting this player's profile pulled up, who I think will inevitably end up spectating, because, like I said, I run into them a good amount, and like they have way less wins than I would expect. But we'll see if we end up spectating them. And like this is what I was talking about before. You kind of can use the wolf's ability for to rotate around the map, but I just don't think it works that well. Okay, so if he was getting held by somebody on that mountain and he wanted to get in his zone, or he wanted to push that player, I just feel like shockwaves are much better for doing that than these wolf claws are. Like the shockwave is just faster and more drastic, which is what you really want if someone is like pressuring you or you want to get away from them. He's gonna ride the wolf, and if you ride the wolf with these wolf claws, I think the attack gets faster on the wolf claws, or it gets better. You basically get buffed if you're using the wolf claws while riding a wolf, which is really cool that Epic did something like that. And we'll see if they're able to take advantage of that and just like outright kill somebody. But this player is making a smart play and is going to land on this balloon where this player can't even do anything. They're using the boom sniper, which is surprising. I feel like the boom sniper is kind of overrated. You don't really see people use it too much. It's something that sounds like so overpowered, like a sniper that blows up. But in actuality, I think the explosive part of it does like 70 damage or something like that. It's not the most powerful thing, but it sounds incredibly broken on paper. And had that player just like AR'd him, I think he would have just got the kill. He has a very close range optimized loadout with the Wolf's Claws and the Evo Chrome shotgun. Both of those you need to be like touching the person for them to work well. And then the Ranger AR as well, which is... I wonder if they took this just based on rarity, because not a lot of people like using the Ranger AR. He just got hit hard by the Ranger shotgun. This zone is kind of scuffed. It gets better as time goes on, but where they are right now is really messy. But is this mountain in zone? Part of this mountain is in zone. Right here is. Yeah, the player who controls this is going to probably win the game. But I would expect somebody to rotate in. Actually, it's not in zone. Never mind. This is still a good spot to be for right now, though. But this gets awkward. Yeah, I think that player just eliminates him eventually. I think the first player that's actually able to fight him... Oh, no, the person I said that was good died. Ben Morrow, I run into them a decent amount. They only have 361 wins, though. I checked up their stats because I figured we would end up spectating them at some point. And what I was going to say is, like, I fight them a decent amount, like a couple times a week, you know? And they are a good player. And it just goes to show that, like, the total number of stats or whatever is not everything. Like, there's been players in this lobby who we've spectated that had, like, double that amount of wins. And I think that they were not nearly as good as the other person I was talking about. I feel like this is anybody's game now. If you're this guy, I feel like you want to maybe third party it. I don't know what he's doing. He's just going to hide here. But, like, once again, if you're only going to hide and you're never going to fight, at what point are you going to win the game, you know? He got good damage on that guy, but he needs to be so close to make these wolf claws work or his shotgun work that it's just not good. I feel like that is why the Ranger AR is not very good. This is slow fire rate made it to where when he caught this player out, he had ample time to get the kill, but he just wasn't able to because of the fire rate of the weapon. I think if he had a hammer AR there, he just gets the kill. And now it's a 1v1v1. This player we're currently spectating has 321 wins with 9,700 kills. I think the two players are fighting up there. Yeah, this is... If he had any sort of mobility, this would be a free win. He might be able to bank splash damage off that roof and get the kill. But had he had a launch pad or shockwaves, this is a free kill. He's going to go into Storm to try to get up here. He does have the med mist. This was an interesting play. He's not really getting good third-party timing off this, though, and I don't know if his shotgun is reloaded. Oh, it is. GG's. Easy kill. That would have been so much easier had they had mobility, though. Like, that was a good play to go through the storm with the med mist, because he's not really taking any damage at that point. The med mist just stays neutral. Even when the zone is hitting for as hard as it can hit, the med mist just stays neutral. But if he had mobility, they would have been able to get up there faster and then just like third party that fight before the other player had any chance to heal. And that's why mobility is so important in zero build. Like timing, I think is just the most important thing in zero build. And really the only correction for like unfortunate timing or capitalizing on other people's timing is just mobility. You know, if you get caught out in a bad spot, mobility is really the only solution to that. If you see two people fighting and you're not quite close enough to third party it, mobility will help with that. But that is going to be it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy this, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and comment down below how many wins you have right now in Fortnite.